Okay, so let's rise up. We'll quickly get into from standing position. We'll do a quick warm up today and then we'll get down on our mat. Okay? Yeah? So we can do the prayer first and then we can all stand up. All right, let's go. Let's go. Om 3 times. Eyes closed. Breathe in. Om. Breathe in. Breathe in. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, let's rise up. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to have a real quick warm up today. Simple. Let's start with our neck. We inhale, look up, exhale, and look down. Like I said yesterday, those who have spondylosis, please do not look all the way down. You can look straight. Okay, let's go 5 times and breathe in, look up, exhale, and look down. Breathe in, look up, breathe out, look down. Breathe in, look up, breathe out, look down. Last one, breathe in, look up, breathe out, look down. Come back to center, normal breathing. Next, side to side. Let's go. Breathe in, turn right, breathe out, come center. Breathe in, other side, breathe out, and center. Breathe in, turn right, breathe out, come center. Breathe in, turn left, breathe out, come center. One last breathe in, look right, breathe out, come center. Breathe in, look left, breathe out, come center. Excellent. We're going to cross our hands like this behind and pull it downwards. While we are pulling it down, we will do the neck side stretch. So clasp your hands behind, elbows locked, pull it down. And let's go. Breathe in, tilt right. Breathe out, come center. Breathe in, tilt left. Breathe out, come center. Inhale and bend. Exhale and center. Breathe in and bend. Exhale. One last time. Breathe in and bend. Breathe out and center. Breathe in, breathe out and center and relax. For the shoulders, let's go. I want everyone to have your hands straight. Okay. Now, today, in the first class, we learned something about engaging your core. Okay. This was throughout all the exercises. Today, second thing I'm gonna say is engaging your shoulder blades. Got it? Engaging your shoulder blades. So when I'm lifting my hand, if I do not engage my shoulder blade, how do we engage the shoulder blade? If these are my shoulder blades, okay, I will pull it downwards, okay, a movement here. If you can see, if this is the shoulder blade, I will have to pull it down. That's how we engage the shoulder. This is relaxed. When I engage, automatically you will see a slight movement in the shoulder. So we will pull the shoulder blades downwards. That's how we engage the shoulder blade. Is it happening? We can just place our palm here and check. Keep the hands straight. Our hands can be kept straight. Normally, you don't have to lock your hand, like straight. Relax. Now, slightly pull the shoulder down. Your hand will also move down because the shoulder blade will move down. Understood? You will feel a slight tension because you're not used to engaging the shoulder muscles. Yes? Okay. So, ma'am, what are you teaching? I am showing a way to engage the shoulder while we are doing any movement of the arm. Yes, I think someone just joined us. All right, chalo. Let's go. So while your shoulders are engaged, hands on the side, pull your shoulder blades down, roll them down so the shoulders are not shrugged, rolled back and down. These are the key words, roll it back and down. Now bend it 90 degrees, bend it 90 degrees at the elbow joint. Superb. Let's go. 1 and down. You can twist your hand. 2 and down. Engage your shoulder. 3 and down. 4 and down. Engage your core and going down and center. Down and center. Down and center. Down and center. Vivan, take your hands shoulder level. Your hands are sinking down, shoulder level. Yes, 1 and up, 2 and up, 3 and up, and relax for a bit, relax for a bit, relax for a bit. Just shake your arms, shake your arms, shake your arms. And once again, we'll hold it this way this time. And it's like forward press. Okay, so let's go. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull, 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 pull. Engage your shoulders. You will feel the strain. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and engage, 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 engage back. 6, 7, and up, 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 up. Pull, pull, pull down. Up, 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 up. Pull, pull, pull down. Make your shoulders tight and pull, pull. One last time. Up, 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 and pull, pull, pull down. Relax. Relax, relax, relax. We might feel a little sore today because we are not used to engaging the shoulder blades. Okay? Doing this repetitively every day, we can get rid of the loose hand fat here. Okay? Yes? Now, moving on. Hands. This is to relax the strain around the neck. We generally feel strain here, back portion of the neck. So this is what we're going to do. Hands locked. Keep it here, back side of the neck. Hold it and relax your head back. While we are doing this, I am pulling my hands forward and my neck is backwards, opposition. So lock your hands back, pull your neck forward, but you want to go back. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Relax. Once again, hold it and pull your neck down, but you want to go back. So opposition stretch. Pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and relax. Just one last time. Hold it, pull it forward, and you want to go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and relax. Excellent. Now, same hands, we will hold at this portion here, where we generally pat ourselves. Good job. So here, with both the hands here. Hold it here, and after we held it here, we will pull it downwards, and then we will look back. Yes, feels good, right? Hold it, pull it down, and relax your head back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, forward. Once again, relax, hold it, and pull it forward, and look back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Anyone here who had slight stiffness in the neck can just check, look right and left, there will be a difference. If yes, you can show me a thumbs up. Immediate difference. Okay? This frees the muscle. Like if you have stiffness here, it will actually free it a bit. Okay? You do this repetitively, you will have a bigger yes. Okay? Let's move ahead. Simple, we'll do a leg stretch. If someone needs a support, can just support the wall. Very simple. We're just going to hold our leg here. Stick the heel to your seat muscles. Your knee should not be in front. Knee should be in line with the other knee. Those with knee issues can just have it held here. Please do not hold it all the way up. Okay? And hold it. A quadricep stretch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. The other side, and hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Just one more set, hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Last time, the other leg, hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Superb. Let's come down on our mat. Today, I'm going to show you all a small variation of Bhujangasana. Are we all aware of the normal simple Bhujangasana that comes in as a part of Surya Namaskar? Yes? Okay. We're going to learn a variation to that. Advantages, releases pain in the spinal cord, superb for back issues, excellent for those who had any kind of slip disc. Only reason, it stretches the entire back. Excellent for thyroid. Very good for those who wish to lose belly fat. Someone who has had recent surgery or issues of hernia shouldn't do this. Okay, so anyone in the group who has some hernia issues or has gone through the surgery, please do not do this. Clear? First, I would want you all to observe and then you can do it with me. Now, this particular variation, 3 types, but it is set 1. So step A, B, C is set 1. Is this much clear? Yes? Okay. So the first one, simple, I'm just going to lie on my mat. My hands are going to come slightly outside my mat. I am touching the thumb to the outside of my mat. From here, my feet are together. My toes are pointed, not toes inside, toes are pointed. Okay? My toes are pointed here. My elbow is not up. My elbow is rested down. My forehead touches the mat. Step 1, I'm going to inhale and I will rise up without pushing with my hand. Hand is only like a support here. Even if hand is not there, how much can I come up? Only that much I need to come up in the first step. So hands are just by your side. We breathe in, we come up. Now, while we exhale, we have to make a hissing sound. Bhujang means snake. So we need to hiss and breathe out. So from breathe in and but we stay there. From there, again, we breathe in and this time push and open your elbow. My pelvic should not be up. My pelvic is still touching the mat. My elbows are locked. My shoulders aren't here. Shoulders are down. Now we came up while we inhaled. Now we will exhale and go down, but with a hiss. I'll show it once again in a continuous movement. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Is step one clear to everybody? Yes? Let's do step one first, then I'll show the second one. Just do it once. Everyone on our mat. The hissing sound needs to be continuous. It can be, as if the balloon goes fuss, can't be like that. Okay, it has to come slowly as we lower down. Okay. Parulji, I think you can put it in the chat if you're not able to unmute. I can probably read it then. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Okay, good. All right, let's go. Everyone on your mat. Come on. Hands, outer edge of the mat. Feet pointed, not toes curled in. Feet pointed. Super. Touch your forehead to the mat. And let's go. Breathe in. Only come up as much as you can without any support. Look forward. And hissing out. Inhale and extend your hand. And hissing out and slowly controlled go down. Stay there and you can do the second one with me. But this time, the only difference is get your hands inside the mat, wherein the little finger is now touching the edge of the mat. Okay, from outside, just get it inside. Superb. Let's do the same thing with this. And inhale and just rise up. Exhale, hissing out. Inhale, extend your hand. Exhale, hissing all the way down. Yes, is the B step clear to everybody? Yes, I'm going to show step 3 now. There's a small difference in step 3. So then we do all 3 together continuously as one set. Here is step 3. This time, my hands are going to be like this in a diamond position under my chest here. Okay, my hands in diamond under the chest. So if my hands are here under the chest, my step 1 will only be my neck looking up. My chest will not come up. I repeat, only the neck up. So elbows touching down. Breathe in. Only I look up with my head. And I hiss out there only. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. This time, I will come up only with my upper body. I will not do this. Okay, I will not do this. I will just stay here with my upper back curl. And then when I hiss down, I will come down. Is it clear? Third step. Yes, I will not extend my hand and open my hand. Okay, so let's do all 3 together. We will only do 2 sets. Yes, let's go, everyone. Ready? First, everyone together, hands outside the mat, thumbs touching the edge of the mat. Super. Feet, do not curl it, point. Let's go. And breathe in. Come up as much as you can without any support. Hiss out. Breathe in, extend your elbow. Shoulders relaxed, back engaged. Hissing out, come down. Get your hand inside, your pinky finger touching the edge of the mat. Breathe in, come up as much as you can without any support. And hiss out completely. Breathe in and extend your elbows, relax your shoulders, and hiss out and come down slowly. Third step, diamond under your chest. Let's go. Breathe in, only look up with your neck. Breathe out and hiss out. Breathe in, come up only with your upper back, push up, that's it, stop. And breathe out and come down while you're hissing. Second set, hands outside of the mat. Let's go once again. Breathe in, hiss out. Breathe in, extend, hiss out, lower down. B, get your pinky inside, touching the edge. Let's go, breathe in, hiss out. Breathe in, extend your elbow, shoulders down, backs rolled up and down, and hiss and come down. Step 3, diamond under your chest, elbows down. Let's go, then look up with your neck. And hiss out. Breathe in, extend only your upper back, shoulders not here, down. Hiss out and come down. Super. Extend your hands forward. Extend your hands forward. Just give a nice stretch. Excellent. Pull your hands back near your chest. You may push up into your normal Bhujangasana and push back into a slave and just stay there. Touch your head down. Try to sit on your heel. Stay there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Breathe in while you sit up and breathe out. Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is one variation to Bhujangasana, which is 3 steps as 1 set. Okay. Like I said, excellent for even those who have sciatica. Superb for sciatica because it actually releases the muscles. Yes. Now we're going to do just some pranayam, mainly which will help increase our lung capacity, important for these times. Okay. So also Bhujangasana improves your lung capacity. Why? Because you're extending up. When you extend, your lungs get more space and they're like, I can breathe because you're breathing so much. Okay. Chalo, let's go. Now this particular pranayam is imitation of how the dogs breathe. Okay, and also called as Simha roaring. Okay, so we're not going to roar. Okay, so everyone, please do not feel shy. Okay, I want you all to stick your tongue out. Okay, we will stick our tongue out and we will breathe from our throat. We will do this 21 times. I will show it to you once, then we can all do it together. So Normal, we can sit either in Ardha Padmasan, Sukhasan or Padmasan, whatever is comfortable for us. Okay, hands nicely relaxed on the thighs. Stick your tongue out. Simple. Can you see? I want to see the strain in the neck. So this is how we will normally breathe. Inhale, exhale 21 times. Yes? Let's go, everyone together. We can shut our eyes, count by yourself, and we will stop after 21. Breathe in, breathe out. And let's go. Relax for a while. At any point in time, if we feel that our head is a little heavy, we can stop anytime we feel uneasy. Normal breathing, normal breathing. We'll do the same thing this time, but with our tongue rolled in. We need to touch the top portion of our mouth. So, like this. So that we are stretching the lower part. Excellent. Lower part of the tongue. Okay, let's go. This time we will do it only 15 times. Ready? Normal breathing. Roll your tongue. Relax your breath. Relax your breath. We'll do the third one called as Shitkari, something which will bring calmness and cool our system down. Simple. E. Okay, we will clasp our teeth like this. Do not have too much gap because that tries to mix the cold and warm air. The lower the gap, the cooler the breathe that we inhale, exhale. Simple. While we are clenching our teeth, you will do inhale, close your mouth, exhale from your nose. Inhale, close, exhale from your nose. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And relax. One fact, the reason why we roll our tongue, okay, this is done even during Shitkari. This is one variation. The other way generally some people practice are with roll tongue. And then breathe out with the mouth. So why we roll the tongue? If ever we have seen what is under the tongue, have you all noticed blue veins under the tongue? Huh? Yes? Those blue veins are directly connected to the nervous system on top. Okay? We all might have heard when people generally get epilepsy or any kind of maybe paralytic attack, the first thing that tries to get numb or you can't feel is the sensation of the tongue, because it's directly connected to the nervous system, those veins. Okay, so in our family, if we come to know or if we notice someone who's having a seizure or something like that, and the tongue is trying to get numb, immediately you can ask that person to move the tongue and make it active. That immediately alerts the nervous system. And while we do this, it will always keep our nervous system active. Why? Because we are engaging those nerves in the body which are directly connected from the tongue till the nervous system. Yes, now is it clear why do we roll the tongue? Yeah. So we'll just do 3 times Om, end it with the ending prayer, and then if anyone has questions, can ask. Okay, let's breathe in. Om. Breathe in. Om. Breathe in. Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you so much for joining. And just one thing, for whatever disease, whoever was with me yesterday's class and today's class, okay, for whatever disease related asanas I showed, the effect will be seen only if we do that in repetition. Right now, because we have constraint of time, we are only showing it once or twice. But if we want to see the actual benefits, then whoever has identified those particular diseases or ailments, I will request you to repeat it at your end, add it in your practice, and at least do it 6 to 7 times of that. Only then will that effect be seen. Okay, so whoever has made note, high BP, okay, then low BP or sciatica or all that things, please, you can do that particular asana a little more times. Yes? Any questions? Someone can put it in the chat and then I can just have a look. Not do yoga. Can we do breathing exercise? Okay, so we have a very good question here from Revati. For women and ladies during menstrual times, the question is, how many days should we not do yoga? So my suggestion is, I am from a dancer's background, so we generally never used to get days off. It is always okay to do yoga during those times, provided if you really feel, because sometimes some of them have heavy bleeding and stuff, you can have a break maybe for a day or two. And yes, pranayam during those times really helps. The butterfly asana really helps. You can take a break for a day or two. You can continue with pranayam. But if you're okay to do it, personally, I never give break because that's how my body has got used to it. So do not force it. Give it a break for 1 or 2 days, and then you can probably enjoy the way your body reacts. And then you can continue doing it during those times.